Hi, I'm Gil Reich and welcome to a special Always Look on the Bright Side edition of the Met Wiki Weekly Quickie. The Mets showed great fight this week, highlighted by two six-run comebacks. On Tuesday, they were down 6-2, but they scored 6 in the bottom of the 8th to win 8-6. And on Sunday, they scored 6 in the 6th and 7th inning to turn a 7-0 deficit into a 7-6 deficit en route to losing 10-8. John Maine became the first pitcher in almost 10 years to start a game by giving up 12 straight balls, but he still established himself as Mets' number 3 starter by giving up just 8 runs in 11 innings this week. Neese and Perez, on the other hand, gave up 17 runs, only 15 of them earned, in 9 2/3 innings over their 3 starts this week. Jeff Francoeur's .083 on base percentage is only 4 points lower than his slugging percentage this week. Over the last month, he has a .125 batting average and a .188 slugging percentage, with 3 walks and 23 strikeouts. This is good news because it might be bad enough for the Mets to realize that they should put somebody else in right field. Maybe Chris Carter. In actual good news, for the 3rd time in his young career, Ike Davis made a nice catch diving in the dugout, this time ending in a Met win. Great weeks for Yoan Santana, Raul Valdez, Alex Cora, Angel Pagan, Jason Bay, Chris Carter, and even Gary Matthews Jr. But the player of the week, just edging out Jason Bay, is Rod Barajas, winning for the 3rd week in a row. He led the Mets this week in batting average, on-base percentage, and OPS. He also had the Mets' big hit of the week, the 2-run double that tied the game, and then scored the winning run, and the Mets only win this week. The Mets head north this week, stopping Atlanta and D.C. on their way back home to face the Yankees and Phillies. Good news, Pelfrey and Santana are the next 2 Mets to start. More good news, that means they'll face the Yankees of the weekend. Even more good news, that means they'll miss the Phillies, who beat the crap out of them last time they faced them. Who will face the Phillies? John Maine and 2 question marks. The only thing we do know is we'll see a lot of the Mets' long relievers. Also exciting is that it's looking increasingly unlikely the Mets will miss the postseason this year due to a late season collapse. By going 1-6 this week, the Mets dropped to 6 games back of the Phils. Final piece of good news, all those people who thought had no souls because 2010 was going to be a repeat of 2009, well, now they look like optimists, so good for them. This has been the Met Wiki Weekly Quickie. Thanks for watching. See you Monday.